Good morning, children. Welcome back to our Google Classroom. We completed the first part of the lesson, a bicycle in good repair, in the previous class. Let's recap the main points which we have already discussed. One evening, the narrator's friend invited him for a bicycle ride the next day. The narrator accepted it. He woke up early and waited for his friend. His friend came half an hour late. Then his friend started to examine the bicycle, the narrator's bicycle. After that, he started to repair it. According to him, the front wheel of that bicycle wobbles. While repairing it, the iron balls of that bicycle rolled away. Somehow, they managed to collect 16 of them. We discussed up to this. Let's continue the lesson now. The narrator's friend handled the chain. He started to take off the gear case. The narrator tried to dissuade him by telling him he had heard by one of his experienced friends that if anything goes wrong with the gear case of a bicycle, then it is cheaper to sell the bicycle than set about repairing the damaged gear case. The friend didn't take it seriously and continued to take off the gear case. He said those who talked like that didn't understand anything about machines. According to him, nothing was easier than taking off the gear case. The narrator noted with sarcasm that his friend was right. In less than 5 minutes, he made the gear case into 2 pieces lying on the path. He grovelled for screws by telling that disappearing screws was a mystery to him. The narrator was too weak to check the friend by doing further mischiefs. His sense asked him to stop his friend before doing more mischiefs because he had the right to protect his own property from a mad person. His sense also told him to take his neck and kick him out of the gate. But he could not do it because he is a person who cannot hurt others' feelings. The friend went ahead. He tightened the chain till it wouldn't move. Then he made it very loose. He finally decided to fix the front wheel in place. The narrator changed place with him and put the wheel in tight position. His friend laughed and admitted that he was an ass. The reason was that they had forgotten to put the iron balls in place. The narrator thought that was the first thing his friend had said that made him respect. He felt respect to him because he said he was an ass. The narrator looked for his hat in which he had put the balls safely. His friend was in full swing and asked him to find out the balls. But the hat laid upturned and the balls were scattered. They could find only 11. Actually, how many balls were there in the hat? There were 16 balls. Out of 16, they could find only 11. They fixed 6 on one side and 5 on the other side. And half an hour later, the wheel was put in its place again. But it wobbled even then. Then the narrator was impressed not so much by his friend's skill at repairing the bicycle as by his confidence in himself and his hopeful attitude. Thus, his friend got encouraged. He then set to refix the gearbox. He put the bicycle in different places and positions for the job. He lost his balance and hurt himself on the head. When the author's friend doubled himself across the bicycle till he lost his balance and slid over onto his friend, then he lost his temper and tried bullying it. The bicycle showed spirit and there was a fight between him and the machine. One more moment, the bicycle was on the gravel path and he on top of it. The next moment, the position was reversed. He became happy with his victory after the bicycle was firmly fixed between his legs. However, his victory was short lived. By a sudden quick movement, the bicycle freed itself and hit him sharply over the head with one of its handles by turning upon him. At a quarter to one, the man thought that the work was done. Disappointed for his failed effort, he finally gave up at a quarter to one. He himself was dirty and bleeding. He cleaned himself, and the narrator then sent him to home. It was difficult for him to decide who had suffered more, the friend or the bicycle. What's your opinion? At the end of the story, the bicycle started to react to the narrator's friend. That's all about our story, A Bicycle in Good Repair. That's all for today. A YouTube URL is attached. Watch the video. The notes of this chapter is also attached. Learn it. A test paper is also included. Submit your answers as soon as possible. We can meet in the next class with the textual activities of this lesson. Thank you.